It's Christmas time in Thailand, the middle of winter. We're really enjoying the fresh, cool air. And a special story today, close to my heart. Well, part of our family, my younger sister and her husband, Dave and Terry Wharf, came to Thailand some years ago and took a part of this ministry and are running with it. This is a heartwarming, one of the things that Jesus does to put the solitary people into families. And I love the adoption that takes place in this story.
Dave and Terry Wharf are Canadian missionaries and parents to 20 orphaned and abandoned children in Thailand. The children were desperate for the love and affection only real parents could provide, and God answered the cries of the children by calling Dave and Terry to step out and serve God in a radical way. A holiday in 2002 to visit family at the Victory Asia Ministry base in Thailand would change the course of Dave and Terry's lives forever.
My wife and I, we first came to Thailand to visit our daughter who was here in Bible college.
And at that time we just toured around, we were visiting, we were fortunate enough to go up to the jungle and just see how beautiful Thailand is. Just before we flew back to Canada, we got to meet the children of El Shaddai too.
The El Shaddai 2 Children's Home was in trouble, as couple after couple came and went, leaving the children without stability, or the real family they so desperately craved.
And we fell in love with them. They just grabbed our hearts right at that time. And both Dave and I, on our flight back, we knew that at some point we were going to help out the kids somehow, some way.
A long-term solution was needed. Parents who would love the children as their own and nurture them to adulthood in the love and wisdom of God.
We knew that it was a call on our life, and Dave actually contacted my brother, Pastor Al here, and asked him if there was something that we could help them out with.
And Pastor Al replied that yes, he would love for us to come over and he'd put us in charge of overseeing the children's home.
Dave and Terry took a 2-year leave from work to oversee the El Shaddai Children's Home as aunt and uncle. But God's love for the kids overwhelmed this Canadian couple, and soon their plans changed.
We were focusing on a 2-year stint, not expecting to be here much longer than that. And it's funny how God changes things, you know. And originally we had the 13 children from the home, and then after we kind of life settled down to a dull roar, we thought that we should go looking for a baby or two up north. And so we made a trip up there with some of our kids that we had from the home. In case we found a baby or two, we needed somebody that could communicate with them and that, and we ended up coming home with 7 more children. So we rounded off the family to 20 children at that time. Every one of them is got its own story. This is what really struck us, you know, that God led us here to this place, you know, and that's what we're doing. We're just trying to impact the children, show them a better life, you know, introduce the gospel to them. You know, it's up to them, of course, as adults, whether they're going to follow or not. Of course, we pray that they'll all follow along with, you know, in godly ways. We've been here, you know, with the children for 7 years, a little over 7 years now, I think. The children, you know, treat us as mom and dad. I'll never forget the one time we'd gone away back to Canada for a month or two. We came back and the kids come to us and said, "Can we call you mom and dad now instead of aunt and uncle?" You know, and that was a big, you know, impart to us, you know, to get that kind of request from them. We're a family. We're the El Shaddai family. We're not the El Shaddai Children's Home. We're the El Shaddai family. We've melded together from, all these different kids into a common family right now. So, and that's important to me.
And we just plan on just having fun, lots of food, and just seeing what God is doing in their lives, because they are spread out. We have 7 now in the home full time. But there's 3 of them that are into ministry, are going to Bible college, and there's just exciting things going on in their lives. And it's just awesome to see what God has done in them, how much servanthood has become a part of their life now. We've all come together now in a big happy family, and it's God that is leading us. It's not mom and dad or anything else. They have the respect for mom and dad, yes, and I know they love us, but it's definitely a Jesus home. We're believing with what we have taught them and what the ministry has taught them and what they have just grown on their own with their relationship with God, that they will step up to the plate. They will be there for others. I just pray that each of them are walking in God's direction, not in their own, that they're able to continue to lay down their flesh. And yes, we believe, we would love for them to all be in ministry. Yes, we'd love for them all to be in this ministry, but they don't have to be in this ministry, because the ministry is God's, right? We're working in God's kingdom. And I just believe that each of our kids will make the correct choices.
Dave and Terry Wharf dared to step out in obedience to God, and the El Shaddai Children's Home has now become a family.
Merry Christmas and God bless you.
Well, I don't know about you, but this story warms my heart as we go into the new year. I'm excited about the amazing thing that God is going to do in the El Shaddai home, in the family, and in all of our lives across the ministry, and in your life. I'm just praying and believing for a great new year as God opens up new things, and I believe there's some new things that He's got to bring adoption into your life, connection with certain things and destinies that He has yet for you in your future. So I'm excited that you're watching Continuum today, and we bless you as we go into 2014.